Hello everyone, it's Roy from the Isles again. Well, that sounded a bit slurred. I haven't been drinking yet, I've only been on the coffee. Anyway, hi, I just thought I'd give you a quick update of what's going on in the Isles. The Isles is a play-by-mail game played in the traditional style, but instead of playing it via the postal system, we email out turns. You'll receive turns on PDFs. But in general, the actual running of it being a hand-moderated PBM game is pretty much the same as it was. It's a project of mine that I've been running for a few years. The whole idea is to actually run it for fun, run it for free, get a few players. So we've got about 30 to 40 players, probably 41, 42 at the moment, and we're using all the technology that we didn't have in the 1990s, so PDFs, that type of stuff. As well as that, we enjoy ourselves as much as we can. Lots of players, as shown on the Discord channel, of beer drinkers, so I always try and sit in the evenings when I can with a nice pint of beer processing people's turns. The whole idea of running the game is for fun. If it's not fun, it's not worth doing, but it's remained fun for a good 2 or 3 years since I decided to start it all up again. So, what's going on at the moment in the Isles? We've just restarted processing turns. Mark, who processes a few turns for like offshore players, has been processing turns reasonably regularly for about the past month, and I've been wading through the backlog to the point now where we're on about February turns, and by the time they get done, everything will be up to date. Settled into the new house. This is Pop Pop, one of the three Labradors. She's always around somewhere in the house, doing things she shouldn't be. This is one of the major changes. As you can see from the room, it's a completely different environment now for me. I'm working in a better place, better desk, better area as per the first photo, far better. So very motivated as always, but I've now got the time and the energy and the ability to actually get through turns, get turns done. As an example, today this is a day off and I've done 3 turns, which really would have taken me a month a few weeks ago when I was moving houses, selling houses, setting up a new house. So it's all down to fun. This is a quick tip of the hat to one of the better games from the past, Pangea. A lot of us used to play that, and it was an inspiration to us, a lot of us, to actually run our own games. This was sent in by Rich, well, it was put on Discord by Rich, and this is obviously his preferred beer of the day. But Pangea, along with a lot of the games, were really good inspiration, and people like me, old farts like me, are still talking about these games. They were an integral part of when we were kids and when we were teenagers and when we were into our 20s, and it's all good fun. That's the whole idea of the play-by-mail hobby. Not for business, but just to have a bit of fun and see what we can do, see what stories we can tell, that type of stuff. As I said just a few minutes ago, the Isles is back up and running, and we're pumping out content as we speak. Most of the time it'll be Isles turns, but we also pump out rumours and things. This is one of the latest rumours, and we've had a few questions about this, as it appears to be based in a real life situation rather than fantasy. Guys, I never said that the Isles was just based in one place. It spans an awful lot of places. It was an idea I had as a kid when I was 15 or 16. Why just have ghosts and goblins when you can have an expansion of things? Fantasy doesn't have to be just in one point with ghosts and zombies and goblins. It can span an awful lot of things. This is one of the scenarios in the game. Some of you have experienced it. A lot of you are sat there going, huh? We've got some new improvements going on. A few players still play via the postal system, again just for fun. I can send you a turn on PDF, but we can also send by the postal system. I've got a really good laser printer, I've got a plotter, I've got an inkjet. This is a map of the Eastgate, close to where you get released as an outcast, and it's a great thing that we can now use technology. These are pre-made assets made by a guy called 2 Minute Tabletop, who's quite happy for you to actually pay him a little bit on Patreon and use his assets. Because this is a free game, there's not really an issue with me using them as a breach of copyright or a breach of licensing. Everything's free. The only thing that you'll ever pay me will be if you're actually posting turns to me, and I'll charge you for your postage, and I'll charge you maybe a little few pence for your for the paper and the printing. These are how we're printing out at the moment. Really good quality. This is a brilliant little photo, a brilliant little picture, which is about 30 years old, produced by a guy called Nick Wotton, who is an excellent artist. He lives now down in the south of England, and he produces an awful lot of stamps for people like the Isle of Man and Guernsey. He's making a really good living, hopefully, producing illustrations and artwork. But when we were all teenagers and in our early 20s, he did us these stunning illustrations that we're still using now. You can use AI, and we use AI for images and stuff, but you can't be a good quality professional artist. This is what we get up to on Discord at times. I think Rich Lockwood sent in a really nice photo of him and Wayne, who's a blast from the past. Good old Wayne, lovely bloke, who had a pub meet, or had a meet up in a pub in Lincoln, and I thought, I'm going to steal that and make that into an AI photo. So Richard and Wayne don't look like that, but it's in the spirit of Richard and Wayne, and this is them sat in what is actually the ship in Elanthor, which is the main area of the game, and I think it's the Cesspit Cleaners Guild these two represent. But don't tell Rich, and don't mention it to Wayne at all, please, because it's not intended to be insulting. So this is what goes on the Discord, the Play by Mail Discord, which the Isles has a channel. As with anything in the Isles, I'm trying to improve things gradually as I go along, even if it's just something as shallow as improving the content or the look of the game. So this is going to be the new turn sheet in the next few weeks. Once it gets done, same format as before. You fill in a PDF and then you send it back. But again, because it's a project where I'm trying to make the game look like what I wanted it to look like in the 80s and 90s, when I didn't have the technology, I didn't have the laser printers, I didn't have the sheer amount of computing power. Nowadays, I'm just trying to improve things. To change this PDF probably will take me about half an hour, but it'll look better, it'll look nicer. I know it's really shallow, but hey, what the hell. This is one of the latest rumours, or it's of the Isles. This is stuff that someone's done in the game. So someone a few weeks ago committed an act of blasphemy in the game by uttering a prayer to the Lady Moon, to the Lady Lune, who is one of the main gods in the game. By uttering that prayer in a particular place, they committed an act of blasphemy against other gods in the game, and at the moment she is being hunted. The character is being hunted big time, because of what it invokes and because of who it either inspires or stuff. It's almost like an act of assault or an act of terrorism within the game. Again, produced by AI, but it looks good. This is how things looked 30 years ago in the game. This is when we were lucky enough to get Nick Wotton to do an awful lot of illustration for us. This is Rignor, which is still a major town, a major point in the game. Not many people are there at the moment. Most people are around in the Elanthor area, but players hopefully will have heard of Rignor as being a potential enemy or a rival to Elanthor. They're moving in at the moment from the west, trying to take over Elanthor lands, taking advantage of certain characters. Some say ineptitude, some say over management of the area that he's taken over. Shadow Walker's a great character, a great player, but he doesn't half rub people up the wrong way. He's one of the major characters. Another character who's actually progressing quite well in the game is Silkenstill. Silk, I believe, I can't remember who runs Silk. Silk, I believe, is run by a Dutch guy who's been playing the game off and on again since the 90s. He's back again. He's played quite a few turns before it slowed down a bit. He's still producing turns, and he knows a lot and he does a lot. It's a good example of someone who will take advantage or take note of how the game goes and what the content is in the game and play it politically he'll role play it instead of just going to the inn and buy some beer and let's mug a beggar. He will actually see the longer term things. The Dreamer is also another good character. They're quite busy. They're up in the Northwoods, which is north of Elanthor. Very much an unoccupied area at the moment because Shadow Walker is withdrawn back to Elanthor. The Dreamer is trying to alter the balance of things. And this is another rumour that we've actually posted just to give people an idea of what's going on in the wider world. The region's not very big, so these type of rumours hopefully will reach Elanthor and the eastwards and the northwards, which is obviously where that is, and give an idea of what's going on. It's trying to get people to motivate themselves so they're not just playing the characters, they're role playing their characters. Discord is where we quite often hang around, and these are a few examples for the newsletter which is coming out in the next week or so. Brilliant ideas. Peter suggested the dredge, which I really wanted to use, but because Rachel, my wife, told me I had to use the sediment, which is the dregs of the barrel, I'm probably going to go with that. Bastard News and Arsehole Views, typical Richard. Typical, absolutely typical, but we'll use that. Mead All About It we'll probably use. I still like the Goblin's Pencil, but Rachel suggests it's a bit too innuendo-ish, even if that's a word. But yeah, the sediment, it's probably going to be out in the next week. Again, it'll look nice, it'll have lots of content. It's free, as is everything in the game, and it's hopefully going to be packed with lots and lots of stuff. The rumours that we used to do previously, we've got a few player communications that are being put in there. We've got an article put in there by a really prominent player that probably not a lot of people have heard of because he's not very active on Discord, but he does a huge amount of role playing in the game, so that's going to be quite interesting. That's by a guy called Settler, or his character's called Settler. So keep an eye out for the sediment. It's not a replacement to the Islander. The Islander will carry on with individual rumours that I'll try and put out every few days, but the sediment will be it'll condense everything down and it'll let you know what's going on. If you're a new player in the game or you don't know what to do, you'll be reading the sediment. Another thing that's cracking off big time at the moment is the actions of people like Settler and Wurs and Dreamer, Shadow Walker obviously, but this is another thing just to get things moving with people if they're not sure what's going on, what's happening. They're normally quotes from players' turns, so this is a quote that Wurs has kindly let me reproduce, and it gives people an idea that something's not right. Something's never right. Something's never right really in my head, but also something's never right within the game. So this is talking about what someone's doing to maybe kill a sorcerer, maybe to kill someone who's committing acts of evil within the game. I'm not going to say a great deal more because I'd like to keep it furtive. Anyway, that's about it. That's my setup that's now sorted out for the new house. I'm not going to say a huge amount more for the simple reason that most people who have no interest in the Isles will probably have already gone past, should probably have already closed this down already on YouTube. I'm going to try and do a few of these every month, maybe one a month, just to show you what we're doing, what's going on. I'll maybe chat about play-by-mail more in general, but yeah, for the time being, I hope you enjoyed this. Please put a comment or a like or something within Facebook. I'm not trying to build a channel up, but it'd be interesting just to see what people think. So if you need to actually give me a shout about anything, I'm on Discord, I'm on Facebook. Go and have a look at my webpage as well. But yeah, I'll raise a glass of beer to everyone. Thanks to the players who have been playing and stuck with me through thick and thin. You know, we haven't had a brilliant time in relation to turnaround and stuff like that, but things have improved, things will improve, and I hope you're all still enjoying the game. Have a good one, guys, and raise a pint for me. Thanks. Bye bye.